Vault expires. I don't know what the heck that is. It's Monday. It's July. Oh yeah, it is the first of the month on a Monday. Every excuse to be great. Okay, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are in these United States. Good morning or good afternoon. So, real quick, the purpose of showing this in the background today is that most people who take a dispatch course, they don't know how to dispatch box trucks and hot shots. Okay. I've been saying it for 3 years. The money when you are a dispatcher is ideally associated when you dispatch for hot shots and box trucks. That's where the dispatcher is generally going to get the most amount of money per truck dispatched for. Okay. So what we have in the back right now is one of my dispatchers on my team that dispatches box trucks. With this one person that dispatches box trucks, the company, the owner op that we dispatch for made $6,300. Okay? $6,300 and we charge 10%, so we made $630. Does anybody know what the normal American makes per week after taxes? Okay, we're gonna just go by the average American household. Average American household makes $60,000 a year times 25%. You take that out for taxes. That takes out $15,000. $15,000 divided into $60,000 is $45,000. $45,000 divided by 52 weeks in a year is $865 that you actually make to your hand. That doesn't include your whatever extra stuff you have, extra insurances, 401k, additional savings, Roth, whatever you got going on, right? So if the average person, the average American household brings in $865 after taxes, you can tell why if you had 2 trucks to dispatch for as a freight dispatcher, you can make $1,000 a week. This is why freight dispatching, even though people don't talk about it anymore, and the reason why people don't talk about it anymore is because so many people started and failed because their entire business model was based around teaching and it wasn't around having a dispatch company. Okay. When you have a dispatch company, you already have this money. The money's coming in. The money's sustainable. You're always bringing on clients. So some clients are leaving. You're firing clients, all that kind of stuff, right? But when the money's coming in, outside of just teaching, you understand that this is the best business decision in transportation. Being a freight dispatcher for a person that has less than 5 years of experience in transportation, being a freight dispatcher is the best place to be. The best. Is anybody in the chat a freight dispatcher? Do you know what freight dispatching is? If you don't know what freight dispatching is, I will explain it to you. But I'm telling you, being a freight dispatcher is the best position to be in, just in general. Now, some people can't afford half the stuff that's going on, Sarah. Okay? We try to make it as simple as possible for them, right? But being a freight dispatcher, again, is the best position to be in if you're in transportation and you've been in less than 5 years. It has the highest profit margin, the easiest to scale, which means bring people on, the easiest, okay? It is almost impossible to scale a trucking business without having direct customers. Almost impossible. Not impossible. I said almost. because you got to have a level of consistency, right? So this is why most people will only have one truck under MC. They don't have multiple because it's very difficult. But it's very simple for one person to have 5 to 10 carriers that they dispatch for week in and week out. That's much more obtainable and sustainable because all you have to do is show up, market, do your advertising, and do what you're supposed to do every day. If you show up and you do what you're supposed to do, it's very sustainable. Because the thing about business is when you have payroll, you are subject to people, insurances, laws, regulations. You're subject to a lot of other variables. But when it comes to freight dispatching, long as you show up, long as you have access to load boards, all that kind of stuff you're running, right? Across the nation, shippers require. That's if they have direct shippers generally, right? Most people that are starting in their transportation endeavor are getting loads from the load boards. We dispatch right about 50 trucks, and we probably have to physically do something outside of the carrier because a lot of people have iPads and stuff like that. We probably maybe have to give them to stop or do some random stuff. Maybe once every 3 or 4 months with the amount of trucks that we have. All right, but shippers direct, that's a little bit different. Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah, if you're looking for direct connect, yeah, absolutely. I usually try to talk to people more on the beginning aspect to try to negate a lot of bad information. So yeah, that's completely different. I think 10% is too high. Not for dispatching hot shots and box trucks, because it's literally 10 times harder. So prime example, let's say I'm in Houston, Texas. Let's say I log onto the load board and try to get a load for a hot shot, right? I may sit around for 3 days for 8 or 10 hours a day and I cannot get one load, okay? Because if I pull up the load board, there may be 30 to 40 loads in a 200-mile radius of Houston, Texas for a hot shot or box truck. If I pull up a load for a flatbed, drive-in, reefer, if I pull that up at one time, I will find 200 to 500 loads. So the dispatch semi-trucks is literally probably half the amount of work. So that's why they get charged a lesser percentage. But for hot shots and box trucks, it is a whole lot of work, a lot more variables, a lot more situations, and you're dealing with a lot of ignorance from carriers, from load securement to strategies to paperwork to, how to get things done, professionalism. There's a multiplicity of different variables. Thank you so much for the likes. There's multiple variables. Yeah, that's all it is, family. But if you're charging 10% to like a drive-in or something like that, yeah, that's crazy, especially in this current market. Or even like a flatbed, yeah, 10%, that's going to be kind of crazy. But for hot shots and box trucks, no. When we first started dispatching hot shots and box trucks in 2017 as a company, only hot shots in 2017, I was charging 15%. But of course, fuel was half the price. Parts were half the price. Rates were about the same. So they could pay that 15% and they could still turn a profit. In today's market, insurance is high, fuel is high, parts are high, rates are basic, so it's slim to none. So you really can't get away from that if you want your carrier to succeed, unless you have a lot of connections. But yeah, that's why it all depends on the niche that you're going to consider dispatching for. Every niche has a different, percentage, a strategy, implementation. Basically the way that you go about molding the carriers, everything is different. So we dispatch for 6 equipment types right now, only 5. Because we're not doing any power only right now. In every single type of equipment type, we got to do something differently. From where they go in the United States, to negotiation, to different brokers, to sometimes the paperwork. Everything is different depending on the different equipment types that you mess with. Regions of the United States, the negotiation aspect of things, what we can get away with. Everything is subject to the equipment type. This is why one of the first things we teach in our dispatching courses and mentorship is to pick a niche. Because once you understand the niche that you're in, then you can grow it accordingly. But if people are just accepting anybody, like you see these dispatchers that are poorly trained, and they got a flyer, and their flyer says they can dispatch like 8 different equipment types. That's why they never get their business off the ground, because it doesn't work like that. Like, how are you going to know, right, just in general, how to dispatch for 6 different equipment types, right? You just took a course, and the course was 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, and now you're telling me you're going to know how to dispatch for a multitude of different equipment types? It doesn't even make any sense. So I try to tell people, the brokers have a niche, a carrier has a niche, shipper has a niche. So now why don't dispatchers? They can just do anything. That's why people are so subpar, because they haven't had any time to really perfect what they're doing. You got to make relationships, especially now since the FMCSA is stuck in and say, hey, no longer can dispatchers go directly to shippers, right, without having a broker authority. So now because of that, you have to do a lot more work, making relationship with the brokers, trying to navigate certain lanes, try to get backhauls, dedicate. You got to do a lot more work. So with the amount of work you got to do, it only makes it common sense, you would say, for you to focus on dispatching all dry vans. Because once you got 3 or 4 different brokers to send you like a broker list every day, then you can focus on trying to get something dedicated every day, set up a lane, a tri-haul. You could try to set some stuff up, because you were literally contacting 100 different brokers that move dry vans every day. This is why I tell owner-operators, you'd be hard-pressed to prove that an owner-operator is better than dispatching than a dispatcher if they have experience. If a dispatcher been dispatching for a year and they've been doing it consecutively, they have probably booked anywhere between 300 to 600 loads. So they have literally filled out paperwork, connected, emails, talked to people. They should have so many more connections than the owner-operator who's only trying to move their equipment. So if owner-operator get 3 loads a week in a year, 50 weeks in a year, which we know they're not going to run 50, probably going to run 40 times 3 is 120 loads. This other person has booked 4 to 5 times the amount of loads as you. They may not know more about driving or the business, but they would definitely have more relationships and connections to people who should, that's the key word, should be able to give you better rates. If they don't, it's because they just don't know what they're doing. That has nothing to do with what I'm saying should work. It just, they don't know what they're doing. That's why dispatchers should be very cautious of this is why carriers should be very cautious on who they hire as their dispatcher. And so since I know that's like one of the craziest things in the world, that most dispatchers don't know, most carriers don't know how to hire a dispatcher, I even wrote a whole ebook about it. Because you should definitely, as an owner-operator, should be definitely interviewing carriers, right? Carriers should be interviewing dispatchers to make sure they make the best decision for their business before just, you going to give me rates, you going to give me loads, and they just, are just doing anything. That's crazy. Do you got any owner-operators that need drivers? I'm sure. That's really not something we add as a service currently. That's probably something I'm going to be looking at doing next year, just because I don't want the liability. You tell somebody, hey, get this guy. They don't know how to interview. They hire somebody that's crazy. Then they're going to look at me. So I really don't want that obligation. So if I do it as a service, it's because I have to first make sure the owner operators know how to hire in the first place. Go through the process of hiring, stuff like that, then that may be something we would add. That makes sense? That's very good. Thank you for the likes. Thank you so much. Shanika, thank you so much. Any other questions you guys have? I'm here to answer any questions that you got for the next 10 minutes or so. But I just want to come here and show this because I think so many people have given up on freight dispatching. And it's crazy to me. I have 4 businesses, and freight dispatching is still my favorite one. My favorite. Yes, this illustration on the background is for box trucks. And so we have Zoom trainings on each equipment type to teach you how to dispatch it. We also teach people in person also how to do it. But I just want to give an example of box trucks, because box trucks and hot shots, both, for the amount of money that a dispatcher will make, they are kind of like the holy grail. And yet 95% of dispatch courses don't teach you how to dispatch them. So then people are poorly trained, so they can't figure out how to get it going, right? So we focus on all equipment types, right? But I try to get people to understand, number one, a box truck and hot shot, they're easier to solidify. They have less background in transportation. So they're easier to close when you pitch your transportation business. I mean, dispatching services, they're easier to close, but then they also can make you the most amount of money. So this client that you see in the back, this is my assistant, one of my dispatchers. Right now, the national average for box trucks is like $1.30. You can see for the week, she made $1.74, which is high for box trucks, right? Then on top of that, the carrier went a lot of miles, obviously, when you do the math, right? Because he went from one side to the other side. So he made $6,300. And so we got paid $630 on one truck. So that's why I said the average American household who makes $60,000 a year after taxes only makes about $800 a week, roughly. So you could literally have 2 trucks in a week, do this type of numbers, and you could automatically quit your job, think about leaving. But of course, I tell people you need 5 to 8 trucks before you leave your job. But this shows people that this is a way to do it. And I want to show you with real numbers, not just stuff that people are talking about. They will say anything on the flyer, but I'm showing you this is a real settlement that we have, real conversation. I just screenshot the conversation and showing people that this is possible. Our hot shots average $5,000 to $6,000 a week. We charge 10% for them too. So if you had 4 trucks, all had they all did maximum. They all maximized their week. You could have 4 trucks dispatching $20,000 in a week. At 10%, you make $2,000 in a week. That's just how the maths. But I'm telling you, it's per equipment type. So if you were dispatching a flatbed, maybe you can only close them for 5%. So you would need more of those trucks, even though you might make more gross. You would need more of those trucks in order to get to how much money you want to make. But if you had been trained properly, within 90 days, you would need more of those trucks in order to get to how much money you want to make. But if you had been trained properly, within 90 days, you should be at a whole different live, because then we got to break down their cost to operate. And most 99% of box trucks carriers don't understand their cost to operate. So a lot of them are out here working for free, and they don't know it until they have an equipment breakdown. Then they find out they weren't making any money. And that is a sad reality. So what we try to do is not even bring on owner operators that we know are not turning a profit. Because then what's the point? They're with us for 2 months and then they go out of business. Because, if you're not making any money, and then boom, all of a sudden most people come out here, like 80% of people get a used truck. So you come out here, start running for a couple months, and the DEF system will go out on your truck. And depending on what type of equipment that is, that can be $4,000 to $8,000, or really $4,000 to $12,000. If your DEF system go out, then you got to sit down for a month and got to pay your insurance. You could be out of pocket $15,000. But if you didn't have $15,000 set aside, then you just went out of business, because you're not going to be able to pay your insurance, or you can't get the truck fixed. So that's why it's a slip. That's why I said this is the best place to be, because it's very consistent. Because I know this is gonna sound terrible, right? But I have a trucking business too, so I see it from both sides. But when somebody literally has a breakdown in their truck, it doesn't cost us anything. We just won't make money. But they have to fix it and lose money. You see how this is more advantageous, right? So you get a truck when you're ready for one. When you got the money saved and you ready, you do that. But in the beginning, don't mess with no truck. How can I transition to dispatch from being a regional driver, having my laptop in my truck? Honestly, I will wait till you saved up a lump sum of money, right? When you feel like you're going to be good. Because unless you can work your numbers and be good with having somebody in your truck, if you're not making the numbers that you think that you want to make, or you don't want to do that, just in general, to be good, right? I would say, make a whole bunch of money, or stack a whole bunch of money up. Like go over the road if need be, just depending on what you're doing. Stack up a whole bunch of money and sit down for 2 or 3 weeks. Now, while I'm sitting down for 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to try to get the dispatching going. So I'm going to be, if you're in the field, I'm going to be talking to people, getting business cards, getting their information. I'm probably going to get like 200 or 300 people's information over the next couple of months. So then when I sit down, say if I sat down in September 1st, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to call all these people. I'm going to text all these people, say, hey, man, you remember me? I caught you at the truck spot. Woo, woo, woo. What's up, man? Let me run your equipment. Woo, woo. You give me a shot for a week. You know, I do 5% for like a week. Let me know what you think. Boom. So if you hit up 300 people, if you halfway know what to tell them, and 300 people, 150 answer the phone, so you talk to 150 people, you should be able to close at least 5 to 10 of them with your carry agreement. You close 5 to 10, they running regional, they put up 5 bands, and even if it was 5%, you making 250 times 5 trucks. If I could make $1,000, I know I could really do it. So then I'll put more pressure to grow the business. That's literally what I would do step by step. And I would just get somebody else to run my truck. Or if you got your own numbers, I would just, keep running until I found some owner operators to put under my company. And then I would dispatch them first as owner ops under my MC. Then I would transition to third party dispatcher. But that's what I would do. Company driver, yeah, you're a little bit more restricted in that regard. Then I would say you got to definitely run up a bag, because you don't want to try to do something part time and then not be good at it and think that's the reason. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody's serious about doing something, they need to give it 100% for a period of time. That's why I say stack bread, go on vacation for like 2 weeks. And if I know I'm going on vacation 2 weeks, I'm going to have all my calls set up. Say 2 weeks from now is July 15th. I'm going to talk to a whole bunch of people between now and July 15th. And then probably have like 25, 30 calls set up on July 15th. So when I start my vacation, that first day, I'm going stupid. I'm going to give myself 12 to 16 hours a day to put as much effort as I can to try to get the ball rolling. Because, if you drive and doing all that kind of stuff and they're calling you Raycon, this, that, you can't keep stopping, pulling over, to try to pull up your laptop and your computer in the middle of the day, because they're moving freight the same time you moving. So then every time they call you, it's noisy because you're in the background, all this noise going on, stuff like that. They're going to be like, what are you doing? Why aren't you in the office? Like, are you really helping me? So then they're going to leave you alone for that reason, because owner operators are not going to sign a contract with you at all. So they here today, gone tomorrow, if they think you're not doing right by them. That makes sense? You're very welcome, family. Good luck to you. Yes. I mean, most people just take about 2 weeks. That's it. 1 week, closing everybody. Couple of days, set up the paperwork. Next week, run them all. And if you lose some, it's better than you know. You get 3 to 5 running, regional OTR, you can make $1,000 a week. $1,000 a week, you'll be straight. Because you're like, man, I did this in 2 weeks. I made a stack. If I just go ahead and invest the next 3-4 months, of course it got to get better. Like, that's just common sense, you know what I mean? Just keep on putting in that work, though. That's the problem. Most people realize how lazy they are. I'm not even saying that towards you, but people in general are very lazy because they want it to come to them without getting crazy. Like, I'm not even going to think I'm doing something if I ain't giving it 12 hours in a day. I'm not even expecting no results. And most people want to do something for an hour and be like, it ain't working. Okay, we got 5 minutes left. Any other questions y'all want to ask? You can ask questions about trucking, owner op, being a carrier, dispatch, or just marketing, branding, social media, whatever questions y'all got. We got 5 minutes. Shoot your shot. Because then I get to go eat breakfast, break my fast. Get to go eat my breakfast for the day. Oh, definitely, y'all like it. Go follow on YouTube. I put videos like this on YouTube where I'm talking, give people information. We are 30 subscribers away from 500. When I get to 500 subscribers, I'm going to give away a free digital course. It's either going to be a free digital course or a free 2-hour mentorship call with me. And we can talk about everything, all the stuff, don't matter, whatever we can get in 2 hours, we're going to go over it. So I'm going to pick one person. So all you got to do is go click the link and go on over there for the thing. Or hit the link in the bio, or the same handle, just B Logistics LLC or B Logistics. It's on YouTube. You'll see the logo. Okay, next question. Thank you, Jennifer, for following. Thank you so much for following, Quana. Do you usually submit fact? Yep, because I want to ensure we get paid. How are you doing, beloved? Yep, because our contract, if you buy a carrier agreement from us, it states that we want to get paid 48 hours after you drop a load. I think it's stupid to me for people to trust people you don't know and you let them go a whole week in a hole. So a lot of people out here dispatching clients, let them go a whole week in a hole with somebody you don't even know. And then if they say you pay them, they run them, Monday through Friday, send an invoice to get paid next Monday. Then something could happen like a holiday or something. Say, man, I can't just give me roll today. I'll get you later. Okay. You run them a load maybe Monday and Tuesday. Now they might owe you $500-$600. And then all of a sudden they just don't pay you. They just screw you and don't pay you. That's crazy. So my thing is that I know that you get paid from the factoring company as soon as I submit your invoice within 24 to 48 hours. So then you need to pay me. And so I like to get paid soon as they like to get paid. So I might get 2 or 3 different payments a week from every single carrier to ensure that just in case you do try to play me or try to go ghost, I'm only out like $150, $200. I'm not out $600, $700. That's gonna make people go out of business because they thinking, okay, I need to pay my rent. As soon as this carrier pay me, then that fool don't pay you. Because there's risk in everything that you do. There's people scamming in everything you do. So we probably had 20 people. Nah, I'm lying, 15 people probably that never paid us. And we got a complaint thing online. We filed against the FMCSA on them. And they were going out of business, so they didn't even care. They just never paid us. But that same complaint form has got us paid from about 50 people who thought they was going to play us. And we showed them that we can file a complaint on their actual MC, and they end up paying us our money. So you just got to know how to, that's why I have so many resources on my website, because, whatever we go through and I learn, then I make it a resource to help other people. So that's from load boards to what the load boards do, to settlements that you see in the background, to courses, to Zoom trainings, to ebooks, to marketing, to branding, to, we actually sell carrier leads. People want to post on their social media to 100 people that don't even see your post. Instead of you can buy leads from us, you can buy up to 5,000 carrier leads from us and get your butt on the phone, start emailing, start texting, and get a carrier tomorrow. So we have a lot of services to get straight to the money. I'm looking at my other phone right now. I just responded back to 3 different people because I got like 3 virtual assistant texting people. So we're texting a couple of different things right now to people throughout transportation industry right now. And so we'll probably send out about 800 text messages a day. Well, today we're going to send out about 800 today with different services that we offer as a company as I'm talking on the phone with y'all. But I try to teach people how to properly, strategically build a business. This is not a hustle. This is a whole business. So y'all see that I got an office space and this and all this kind of extra stuff we doing. That's because we run a business, and I want to teach other people how to do the same thing. It's not a hustle. Okay, any other questions I can answer for y'all? Come on, y'all, there's only one. Appreciate the likes. Do you typo? Do you typo? I'm not sure. Do you typo? Mr. Smith, I don't understand what you're saying. But of course, y'all go follow the YouTube, please. We got a lot of content on there, like 200 videos, a whole bunch of stuff. Show you the freight map and all that kind of stuff. Previous, quote. I don't see you said anything before, family. Previous quote. Yep, thank you so much. Yep, subscribe and tell it, because somebody going to get a free course. As soon as I see that 500, I'm going to say, okay, I'll close my eyes and pick somebody. Oh, thank you so much, beloved. I appreciate it. Yep, and if you want to see more content, like more things, follow us on Instagram. Because I probably uploaded 20 stories, 10, anywhere between 8 to probably 15 stories a day on Instagram, from different things to testimonials to people, all that kind of stuff. Okay, here we go. Now I'm seeing it now. How can I get with you to get my box truck making that much a week almost 2 years in? Well, it's not going to be consistent, family, because it also depends on where you're located, what the market is doing, all that, right? So normally a box truck is going to make $3,000 to $5,000 a week on a regular basis. So this just happens to be a big week. We went from one place to the other one, for one side of the United States to the other one. So that's not a consistent thing. The national average right now for box trucks is $1.30 because I have a technology called Freight Traffics. and I actually have done it, right? So it tells us what the rates are and all that kind of stuff, right? But box truck will make 3 to 5. So yeah, we try to do more than that, but that's all I'm gonna tell you we can guarantee on a regular basis. But you can hit the link in the bio and reach out. But I actually think we're booked right now for box trucks. I want to say that because I'm looking for another dispatcher now. So once I hire another dispatcher, they start with hot shots and box trucks. But right now, I don't think we're bringing on any more box trucks at the current time. But I have some students that have experience with box trucks that are really good that I mentor. So I can give your information to them. So you hit the link in the bio, fill out dispatch services, and I will send your information over to one of them, and they will call you, and they have experience. Okay, so he said, do you recommend? No, I do not, Mr. Smith. Renting a box truck is setting yourself up for failure because the rates aren't good enough. So 2 or 3 years ago, renting box truck was cool when the national average for box truck was like $1.90. The national average now is like $1.30. So when people was out here eating, right, and they were getting $2, $2.25 a mile, rate per mile in a box truck, yeah, you could rent it, pay that extra amount of money, pay your insurance, and you can still turn a profit. But until rates for box trucks go up to about $2 a mile, renting it is setting yourself up for failure. You need to be able to finance it. If you can't finance it, I would stay away from it. Or if your credit is halfway decent, you need to look into getting a hot shot, not a box truck. The box truck market right now is oversaturated anyway. So the best goal is for you to go be, if you need to be a non-CDL, go be a hot shot. You can leverage your own personal credit to get approved at a dealership like Dodge, Ford, Chevy. You can literally go in there with $0 down. They look at your credit score. You get approved for a dually or whatever you're going to get. Walk out the door. If your credit is like over 720, there's another company called Sheffield. Sheffield. They will finance a trailer for you if your credit is halfway decent. They'll finance a trailer for you, and you'll get a 3-year loan for like $300. If you can't, credit ain't that good, then you could rent trailers on Facebook Marketplace for like $750 a month. But you will make more money doing that in a hot shot than a box truck. More money. The national averages for hot shots is like almost 50 cents higher. It's like 40 cents higher than a box truck right now. So you're going to make that money. So you running even non-CDL box truck, you'll average like $1.75, $1.80 rate per mile. So that'll help you turn a profit. You go over the road, you're going to put up $4,000 to $5,000 a week on gross. So if you can profit 30% of that, you do the math. You make $4,000, you profit 30% after you pay out all your stuff, you're looking at $1,200 roughly. $1,200, $1,300. But I got a free cost per mile calculator on my website. Y'all need to go hit it. It gives you, go to the website, click on the extra button. It has it on a cost per mile calculator. Run the math. Make sure you know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, don't come out here. Got to know your numbers. Dispatcher. Don't come out here being a dispatcher if you don't have a business plan. If you don't know what you're doing with a course, don't come out here. This is not a place that you want to be just kind of like risking it all, right? Because you'll quit your job, come out here, don't know what you're doing, and you'll fail real quick. Because these bills are not going to stop billing. So you need to know what you're doing, have the proper education, have some type of mentorship that's going to kick in your butt when you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. Maybe for the first 2 months, when you start making about $1,000 a week, then you good. Because then it's rinse and repeat. You already know what to do. You already know how to close carriers. You already know where to get them from. You already know how to text. You know how to cold call. You know how to warm lead. You know how to sell them. You're getting yourself in front of a whole bunch of them every day. You're running Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok. Like, you need to know how and what you need to be doing to get in front of people every day. If all you're trying to do is run around to a truck stop, I ain't found one person yet that dispatched more than 10 trucks that runs around truck stops trying to get carriers. That's 3 years ago, people were doing it. Ain't nobody doing that no more. And if your course or somebody telling you to do that, they don't know what the heck they doing. Best too low boys to use. It's up to you. I mean, because, what was that one? Celestis used to be good, but it's terrible. And that much it's high as heck. So most people would use that. After you use that, you need to just focus on getting relationships with brokers. That's it. Use that, It gives you access to pretty much everybody who posts loads, but then you need to be calling, brokers off of that load board. Or we have a list of brokers on my website you can go purchase. The biggest list has 2,000 brokers on it. You'll get the list, download it, start calling or texting them, say, hey, what's up? I'm a carrier. I'm in Texas. Where are you located? I'm looking for loads coming out. Can you email me over a load list every morning? Or what lanes do you have? And you literally would jump on the phone and call 2,000 of them. And most people ain't gonna do that work. So if you ain't gonna do the work, get somebody in your family, a kid, somebody. You can hire a virtual assistant for $3 to $5 an hour. They will call and get the information. But that's the best way to go. You got to remember, load boards are for when brokers don't have relationships with enough carriers. It's left over. You want to make a relationship with the broker directly to be in their breakdown, right? You want to be connected to the broker directly so they reach out to you before they put the load on the load board. You don't want to just wait on the load board everything that you do. Okay? That makes sense? You're welcome, family. But you got to make them relationships. So I tell dispatchers all the time, if you dispatch for 8 hours a day, you need to be calling for 1 hour a day just to talk to brokers. That's all you need to be doing. Just you done booking all your freight. Now you got to get on the phone. Hey, how you doing, man? You got loads coming out of Texas, Virginia? No? Oh, okay, well, can I get a load list anyway? You know what I mean? So you should wake up in the morning and have like 50, I'm not exaggerating, like 50 emails from different brokers across the United States, and you would go through all them loads first before you ever get on the load board. So it's a slow process, but that's how you do it successfully. So I don't care if it take you 6 months, you know what I mean, to get it running. It's better than not having those results after 6 months. But everybody wants everything instant, which is crazy. Like, that don't make sense. You got a truck note for 5 years. You want to have your business to pass it down to your kids. So that's all slow. But then, boom, 2 days in, I want a dedicated load making $4 a mile. What are you talking about, right? It's crazy. The whole goal is to progress. Depending on how much effort you put in, depends on your progression. You don't like it, put more hours into the progression. It's not going to just happen. And people think stuff going to happen, which is crazy to me. Like, I don't understand that at all. I think it's because people be lying on the internet so much. So it makes it seem like it's just, snap of your fingers and that's it. Oh, shit, I ran over my time. Any other questions I can answer for y'all before I get up out of here? Hey, Mel or EL, I forget your name. I think it shows your face, but it doesn't show a comment. It's like your comments may be blocked. So just DM me whatever your comment was. If you're commenting something, just DM me or get on my calendar. I got my calendar open today where I take 10-minute calls for free. I appreciate your money bag. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you because I've been in transportation since 2016. I hate these people that be lying out here. Just tell the truth, right? That's all you gotta do. Tell the truth. You tell the truth, it's going to actually help your business grow longer than just, selling a $5 thing today. Like, tell the truth. People appreciate you. If they need your services, they will pay eventually. Tell the truth. That's just how I roll. I'm not here to gas nobody up because that's not doing nothing except for, crippling people. That's it. Like, why are you trying to make people, basically lose by deceiving them? That's crazy. But yeah, I think it's Mel, EL or whatever, because you did the flatbed training with me. I know your face, but it's like blank. Every time I seen your face come up a couple times, but it's blank. I'm late. Do you have class? I have everything. Miss Mitchell, I got everything. I have over 130 items on our website. eBooks, in-person training, digital courses. We have Zoom, replays on every single equipment type. One-on-one mentorship, social media mentorship, carrier mentorship. We have probably 40 different resources for dispatchers from cold call script to customized carrier agreements that are niche to questions that you need to ask when, getting set up with carriers. Make sure you understand all the stuff that you need. Brokers list, virtual assistants list. Then I got stuff for carriers. We got shippers list. When people said, I want a direct customer. We have brokers lists for carriers. We have an ebook how to interview dispatchers for you hire them, what they need to know to get set up with a dispatcher. Shoot, I got Freight Traffics, the only technology for hot shots and box trucks. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. What we got for my dispatchers, you can buy leads for me to jump on the phone and call carriers. We got an app coming out hopefully in the next couple of weeks on some other stuff. So yeah, we got a lot. Thank you so much, Evelyn. Yeah, you're the one I'm talking about. Your face popped up a couple times, like maybe you were posting something, but nothing came through. I appreciate you, beloved, too, Tappy. I know you're in Houston. Pull up on your boy. Yeah, I mean, I cannot stress it enough. Invest in your knowledge. I'm telling you, because I got people that, they've been trying to do it for 6 months. I ask them a basic question they don't know. I'm like, that's why you ain't got the business off the ground. The stuff I'm asking you is like, you should have known that very early on. See, if you just post it again, it's still blank again, Evelyn. Yeah, if you just posted, like I wish I could show it to you, screenshot it, but it's just blank right there. It was doing that the other day to somebody else. So yeah, if y'all had a question or something, hit the link in my bio, get on my call for 10 minutes for free so I can try to talk to y'all if I didn't answer your question, because I answer every question or I respond to every comment when I see them. And I appreciate the rose too, beloved. Thank you so much. But yeah, if you get the education you need, this is easy, because then it's basically you're just having conversations with carriers, right? Hey man, you want to move my truck? Yes. Okay, you got a 2015, 26 foot, you live in Indiana, you want to be regional, blah, blah, blah. Yep. You got insurance. Yep. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. This is what we're going to do. And you got to tell them, okay, you're going to come out Monday, you're going to run. Boom, I bring you back Thursday, get on Friday. National average is this much. You put up 1,500 miles, you're going to make that. Well, I need to make more money than that. Well, it means you got to be over the road, playboy. What does that mean? And you explain it. So if you don't know how to have those conversations, then, you ain't going to never get this business off the ground. I ain't trying to be funny. Because our whole curriculum is the course after the course. I specialize with training people who have already taken courses. So I'm telling you, people take 3 courses and don't know nothing. Like nothing. I'm like, dog, what was these courses even talking about if you don't know these things? Okay? But anyway, I got to let y'all go because, like I said, I got to go do some stuff. I got to do the work that pays me, right? I appreciate y'all. Give us a like I said. Give us a follow. Go follow us on YouTube. 200 videos on YouTube. A lot of different stuff that we talked about. A couple of 2-hour videos, running partials, group calls, multiplicity of things I put on the YouTube channel for y'all to eat off of. Once I get to 500 subscribers, we 30 subscribers away, then we'll be able to give away a free digital course or a 2-hour mentorship call. The mentorship call can be over whatever you want. It can be over traditional business. I have 4 businesses. It can be over traditional business. It can be over owner operators, hiring, company drivers, signing on, leased on, owner ops. I'm doing that this week, hopefully with one person I found. Renting out trailers, branding, talking to shippers, then dispatching. How do you go about getting your basic business going? What kind of business model should you have? How do you scale it? How do you grow? If you're going to hire your cousin, your uncle, and 2 strangers, what should you pay them? All these different things that people ask questions for that people don't really put in a course, because that information is individual specific to the individual. I don't even put that in the course unless I teach it a lot live, because it's a lot of information that people are not ready for, right? So you can decide. If I choose you after I hit the 500 subscribers, you can either say I want a digital course, cool, or I want a 2-hour mentorship call, and it can be based upon what you want to be based upon. But I also do 1-hour mentorship calls normally. Dispatch do your comment. If you commented, it's blank too. I don't know. I wish I could show y'all how these comments are just blank. I don't know why. Like, I don't even know why it's doing it at all. I don't know if there's something about my TikTok or what, but a lot of you guys' comments are just, I see your face, but then it's just blank. So I don't know why it's doing that. So again, jump on my calendar, hit the link at the very top of the TikTok. It says call me. You can click the link. I talk to everyone it's a first time call only. 1-time call only for 10 minutes to answer your questions for free. It don't cost nothing, just to, or you can DM me here. But it's better if you DM me on Instagram, because Instagram, I can post links and whatever you want. I can't do that on TikTok. You can't post any links. You might say, where can I find this? It doesn't let me do that on TikTok, but on Instagram it will. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I didn't do anything, so I don't know what they've done to my TikTok that they're filtering comments. And I mean, both of those people, I don't think they're saying nothing crazy to me, so I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, that's crazy. I'll go back and look at my settings today though, just to see. But okay, well, I appreciate y'all. Grace and peace to you. Good luck to you if you're in transportation. Be safe on the road, right? Do what you need to do. Get your education on point. Thank you so much, Freeway. Get your education where you need it to be, right? You know, there's a quote that I live by that changed my life, right? And it says, everything you need to know is in a book that you refuse to read. So yeah, it's the words that are saying TikTok. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know what it's doing. But I appreciate that. Like I said, y'all be safe. Good luck to you in all your endeavors. Number one thing, get education. That's what I want you guys to get from my channel. Education. Because once you understand what you need to do, it's easy to do it. But if you're working in vain because you're not sure, then you won't have the ability to sustain it and continue to work towards your goal. That's what gets people frustrated. It's not the work, it's the working in vain. Appreciate y'all. Grace and peace.